I try to imagine the feeling that I'll have when I'll be here. I thought it will be different. I thought it will be easier because I feel like I know everything here. I saw so many videos and so many pictures and heard so many stories that it almost felt like I know everything. But the second I just stepped into this area, felt different.
For Michael Levy, visiting this beautiful woods outside Kibbutz Re'im near the Gaza border is an emotional roller coaster. It's the site of the deadly Nova Music Festival. And on October 7th, his brother Or and sister-in-law Einav arrived just minutes before it was stormed by dozens of Hamas terrorists. Part of his need to know everything, as he describes it, led him to find a video that depicts Or and Einav's last moments together.
They stood close to the wall inside a bomb shelter. I didn't see what happened inside when those monsters threw the grenades and sprayed bullets into the shelter, but I can imagine, I can understand from the stories. She was in front of him. He saw it. He saw his wife being murdered in front of him.
And then taken to Gaza. Michael has not heard a word regarding his brother's condition since that day, exactly 3 months ago. All he knows is that Or was taken alive and uninjured. The reason Or and Einav arrived in the morning of the party and not the night before when it began was because they wanted to spend the night with their 2-year-old son, Almog, who they left at his grandparents' before heading out to Re'im at dawn. Now, Almog is essentially an orphan, not knowing if and when his father will return.
He misses them. He calls them all the time. He wants to go home. He starts crying when someone mentions the words dad or mom. It's as simple as that. He can understand that they are not here. I'm not sure how much of this he can understand, but he understands that they are not here with him.
Michael is just one sibling of a kidnapped hostage who came to this now hallowed ground for an event arranged by the hostage family forum. This was the dance floor at the Nova Music Festival where 364 partygoers were murdered, raped, and mutilated by Hamas terrorists and Gaza locals on that dreadful October 7th. The air here is thicker. It's genuinely harder to breathe walking through here. Now, these are their faces. Most of them are gone for good, but for some, there's still hope to return home. But time is running out. Besides a mock bar, bullet shells on the ground, and the playlist from that day blaring in the background, the event also included a speech by 18-year-old Itai Regev, who was taken hostage with his sister Maya from the festival. Both were freed after more than 50 days in the tunnels of Gaza. Some of his friends who were taken from the party remain in captivity.
I was in captivity for 45 days, and every day there is like forever.
התנאים שם מאוד מאוד קשים. מאוד מאוד קשה לחיות שם.
The conditions there are very, very hard to survive. Very hard.
החטופים לא יכולים להישאר שם עוד דקה אחת, וכולם חייבים לחזור הביתה עכשיו.
The hostages cannot stay there for one more second. They all have to return home now.
Asaf Pozniak lost 2 of his relatives at the Nova Festival. His sister-in-law's 2 sisters, Hodaya and Ta'ir, were initially believed missing following October 7th. Their burnt bodies were found 6 days later in the nearby woods. Since then, Asaf has been very active in the family's forum.
From the first week, I've been working like crazy to try and bring Hodaya and Ta'ir. They were at my wedding in June, and I remember thinking how amazing it would be to attend their weddings. Unfortunately, that dream has died.
With negotiations over a second phase of hostage release faltering, both Asaf and Michael remain optimistic that the hostages will return, and soon.
I'm hopeful. I wake up every morning with that hope, even when there are more difficult days in which we hear the terrible news of another hostage killed in captivity, close to 20 hostages murdered by Hamas, and the brave soldiers who risked their lives to bring back the hostages. We expect from the government to present an Israeli initiative to bring back all of the hostages and not to play by Hamas's tune.
It's not hope. I know he will be back. It's just a matter of time. That's it. I know he will be back, and like I said on stage, I will do everything to bring him back, even if it means to turn the world upside down.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.